Today I'm going to do my very first solo sail ever from Honduras to Cuba, which should take about 4 or 5 days. So let's pull up anchor. Alright, let's go. I'm very nervous to do this first solo trip. Before leaving, I'm just gonna wave my Australian neighbors goodbye. We had a lot of good times together. Have a good one. I'll see you somewhere in the future. The vibrations just start to sound a little different. It's really calm now, so I just stopped the engine and I put a line in the water, and I'll just want to check the prop, since this is the best time to do it since I'm still close to land. All good, so let's continue. I just passed in between the island Roatan and Guanaja, and there's supposed to be wind right now, but there's not, so I'm motoring. It's a little rolly. That is the island Guanaja over there. It's very dark, cloudy, but I think it's not coming here, so that's good. If you guys saw the last video, you know that me and Dirkje split up because she just does not enjoy the sailing. She was always sick when the water wasn't flat, and she misses to have a real community of friends. She has a big group of friends, and yeah, that sailing life is just different. And I felt like this trip could be, you know, good for me to... I'm pretty heartbroken. I felt like this trip could be good for me to get one with nature again, and get my thoughts and everything straight on one line again. At this moment, I'm really asking myself, what am I doing? Why did I not just wait on crew for someone to join? Why did I felt the need to go solo? It is almost dark. There's full moon, or almost full moon, which is really nice because then there's actually some light in the night, so it makes me feel a lot more comfortable sailing alone. We're doing, well, between 3.5 and 4.5 knots, having all the sails out. It is a lovely night. The engine ran for quite a long time yesterday, so now I'm just doing some checks and just want to make sure that everything is ready for the next time when I need it again. The only thing I'm really doing is looking at the antifreeze level, checking the belt, and I'm going to clean the water strainer. This one is a little bit too small for mine, but I'm still waiting to find a bigger one. As I said earlier, this is my first solo sail ever, and I'm trying to mitigate the risks of falling off the boat, for an example. So the head sail is easy to fully put out and bring in from the cockpit, but the mainsail, that's a different story. When it's fully out, boat sails are out, wind picks up, and I need to bring it down and then tie it off, and I need to go on deck in the wind. Yeah, I decided not to do that for this trip, and with the sail setup right now, I'm still going 4 to 5 knots, so that's good enough for me. boat is handling it all really well. I'm really happy with that. When it was a crew member on other people's boats, I assumed that the captain did all the work on the boats. Obviously I never knew if they actually did, but now I am the one who did all the work on the boat. Now I'm like, did I do it good enough? I have a feeling that these clouds are going to ruin my perfect nice day that I've been having. I just reefed the head sail and I'm still doing 4.5 knots, so I think something is coming. That is a very dark, thundery cloud that's coming my way. So put my rain clothing on, but it's already broken. That's not good. As you can see, I made the jib quite small because I'm not exactly sure what is coming my way. But it does not look like it's happy. More because it was pretty bad. Everything's falling down. That was a squall, and the weather is now a little bit calmed down, but it's gonna get worse until tomorrow morning. It's not really getting a lot better. I mean, hopefully not more squalls, but there'll be a lot of wind. So it's 2:30 p.m. I think I'm already gonna go into warmer clothing and already make my dinner a little early right now. When I took the mainsail down, that thing over there came out, so I sadly have to go on deck to push it back in. Let me show you what I'm in right now. So this was this morning, and here it's getting redder and redder. That's the night, and then when the night is over, it's get better at 7 or 8 in the morning. So another 10 hours to go. Oopsie, I have a problem. An hour ago when I was motoring and trying to get the sails back up, the board sheet of the jib went out and got stuck into the propeller. So now I cannot use the jib to sail, and I cannot use the motor. The motor stops, so now I have to go in the water to get the sheet off the prop. I'm getting ready to do this. I'm pretty scared because, you know, the boat is rolling from left to right, so I have to be really careful that the back of the boat doesn't knock my head, because then there's nobody to you know, to help me. So let's get this over with soon. Let's wait till it gets a little lighter so I can see a bit better on the water. It is a beautiful sunrise, that's for sure. I'm gonna throw that line in the water, so there's a line in the water that I can grab if I need to. Wish me luck. I'm back, dressed warm again, the sails are up. That was one of the scariest things I've done in my life. Before Dirkje left, she made flatbread for me, so I'm gonna heat that up now. It's my dinner. I could eat it cold, but it's so much nicer hot. These are so good. Perfect food for right now. In an hour it's dark, so I think that after 2 hours I should have passed the shipping lane. That's good, because well, they'll see me on the AIS. I see them on the AIS, given if they have their AIS on. But I sleep better when I know that I don't have to cross a shipping lane. As you can see here, he's coming really straight at me. I try to call him on the radio, but I don't get any reply. I don't understand. The ocean is so big, why it then still happens that ships come so close to each other. It is nighttime and I'm sitting here soon. I'm here. Here's a boat going in that direction, here's a boat going in that direction, and there's another one, and these two sometimes disappear. And now they're here, both of them. So we're all gonna cross. So I'm just gonna see and wait till it's all over. And probably I don't have to do anything. And at the same time, I look at the beautiful moon. Good morning, this is the morning of day 3. I've had a good night. When we came here from Guatemala to Honduras, we didn't sail in the night because we didn't feel comfortable enough doing that in case something would go wrong. And now I do. Sailed the whole night, went faster as I wanted to, but that was because the waves are just bashing into me from the side, and if I don't put out enough sail, the boat doesn't heel over enough, and then the waves splash against the side over the boat in my face, and when I'm trying to sleep, it's not so nice when you get splashed wet the whole time. So yeah, I've been going between 5 and 6 knots, so 5.5 knots on average, which is good. Yeah, I feel like I really start to know the boat really well. So yeah, let's watch the sunrise. We've done this and now we still have to do this. Apparently going east is the hardest in this time of year. So for this window today and hopefully tomorrow looks fine. After that it might be a little tricky, but let's see how it goes. There's a lot of wind expected. I hope not too much is coming. For breakfast I'm having papaya, banana, 3 hard-boiled eggs and fresh orange juice. I did not want to go on deck to fix that. The two parts where the anchor was tied up were compromised. One was holding fine. I can't risk in the middle of the night to have problems with the anchor suddenly dropping, so I had to go on deck to tighten it up. And it's tight again. You saw that little piece that I put back over where the chain goes in the boat. That's my spare chain. That's a thicker chain than the normal one I use, and the piece doesn't really fit, and a lot of time it goes loose. So now I'm getting a lot of water in the bilge, which twice a day I have to pump out for 60 seconds or something. So I need to change that at the next stop. Just put on a different shirt for the sun. In the night I put my alarm, I used to put it every 20 minutes, but now I put it every 30 minutes because I don't see any boat here. I'm trying to sleep, but it is tough. It is not easy to actually fall asleep. Apparently what I heard from friends of mine who did this solo, that they like, you know, they sleep and then they wake up after 20 minutes and they don't see anything and they fall back asleep. Like, I cannot do that yet, so I am pretty tired, but also doing pretty okay, I would say, for the circumstances. Good morning. It's been the worst and the best night ever. The worst because it's just been blowing. Now it's a little calming down. It's been blowing 25 to over 30 knots the whole night, and my main only has 2 reefs. So in the future I actually would like to have one with 3 reefs, I noticed, because I cannot make it smaller. I'd love to make it even smaller in this weather. So I've been going on a reef mainsail as far as possible in a tiny jib to keep me going forward. And then it became like 12 o'clock and I was sitting outside and I'm like, I am exhausted. It's been going fine for 4 hours. I'm gonna sleep. So I went inside and I put a mattress on the floor where it was steady. And I slept half an hour, went outside, half an hour, went outside. Kept going like that. There's no other traffic. And I actually managed to get a 6-hour sleep. So, yeah. I knew these last 2 or 3 days were going to be tough. It is a Tuesday now, so that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, day 5. I forget the days. Yeah, at least I can still sail. It's a little out of the direction, but that's the way it is. It's either sailing at 5-6 knots, a little out of the direction, or motoring in a straight line and with 1 knot. So obviously it's not faster to sail. I'm not as tired as I expected, although the next 2-3 last days I think are going to be tiresome. But the boat is holding fine. Sometimes I'm a little scared when the heel's over this much. I've never done this with this boat, and I don't know why I do this to myself, to have this practice on a first solo sail. It is stupid and irresponsible. I'm doing my best to keep everything as safe as I can, but I should have gotten to know the limits of the boat before doing something like this. It's the way it is. Still going fine. It's a beautiful day today. I'm really enjoying it. I know it's probably the last day of good wind. I'm doing between 4 and 5 knots. Got the sails out. You cannot really see it. This is usually the last day on the forecast. I don't have internet or a satellite or whatever thing where I can reach predictions with. So this is about the last day that wind predictions are kind of correct. So yeah, let's see what's gonna do tomorrow. The prediction was that it was unfavorable, that I would have to zigzag to do the last part, the last 1/3. So I actually hope the predictions are wrong. For dinner I'm having rice with vegetables and chicken, pre-made by Dirkje. I still have to do 100 miles. This last part was supposed to take 1 day, and like motoring up in the waves and into the wind is gonna take another 2-3 days. Towards Cayo Largo, I go against the waves and the wind. I go 1 knot, which is just, I still have to do 90 miles, so that's a lot. I don't even know if I have enough diesel to do that. Tacking will take forever. I've decided to go closer to the shore and see when we're closer to shore if it takes the edge of the waves. So strange to see the land again. Wow, it's been 6 days. It feels like I almost made it, but I didn't. I still have quite a way to go. But I'm actually super excited. Good morning. I did not sleep yet. Yesterday night was a drama. I was a bit close to shore and finally got some speed, and then it got dark. Like these massive waves came to the shore and I had a lot of trouble getting out of there. So that took like, I don't know, 2 hours or whatever. And then my battery stopped charging. I found out I have a battery isolator that, like, when the starter battery is full, it automatically starts charging the house batteries. And because I was going into the wind very slow, 1-2 knots, not even 2, definitely not, I'm just bashing into the waves, and all the water comes on deck, and apparently where the anchor chain goes in, it's closed, but the amount of water that comes through, it's like you just pour buckets in it. So I've been running the bilge pump many times already, but now it got to where the batteries are. The battery is also on the bilge but higher, and the battery isolator hangs lower as the battery. So that one died. I actually fixed that eventually with a simple on-off switch, so that at least I can also charge my batteries while running the engine as a temporary solution. This is just... I knew going east would be difficult, but I thought it would take a day or 1.5. But I'm now, this is day 2. I'm gonna take another full day, and until tomorrow morning, I think, just bashing in through the waves, going like super slow. It's crazy. It's like this current is just pushing you and pushing you over and pushing you back, and you're trying to go that way. About 6 hours more motoring against the current, and then we're in Cuba. Yeah, I almost cannot believe that. Then we made it. Gonna arrive late, like 12 a.m., 1 a.m. Just arrived around 3 miles from the entrance. And I'm just waiting here to see where the current blows me, but it blows me to shore, sadly. But it goes really slow, so I'll check that out. And then I'm gonna try to get a bit of sleep before getting in tomorrow morning. Good morning. I was already afraid that this was gonna happen, so I went to bed at a little after 12. I put the alarm at 12:30, 1, 2, 3, and then 5 and 6 or something, just to be sure that I wasn't floating too quickly to shore. And I just slept through the alarms and woke up for the first time at like 3 hours later. So I'm happy I didn't go to sleep yesterday when I was still motoring. Alright, let's get the quarantine flag. Let's get ready. Let's check in. I'm heating up some nice bread. And then I'm going to have a coffee. I still woke up. I actually drifted further to the ocean. Still, I think like an hour, 15 minutes till the entrance. It's beautiful. Sunrise. You don't see anything, no land. It's a bit cloudy. I'm excited to see land. I must feel drunk when I walk on land after all this boat movement the last days. Land ho! It's beautiful when you can see the bottom, but also always a little bit scary. I am nervous and excited and happy at the same time. I am nervous to enter, to make this last part. I am happy I made it. I'm super excited to just walk on land again. And yeah, it looks amazing here. That was the second time I docked a boat in my life, and all alone. I conquered a lot of new things last week. We made it! I think they're coming from the COVID. See you next time.